The 80s were, among other things, a decade of the buddy film. Buddy cops, buddy comedians, buddy dogs, and of course, buddy aliens. One buddy film from the decade that was well received but isn't mentioned very often nowadays is Midnight Run, the 1988 buddy bounty hunter film from director Martin Brest, who also developed Beverly Hills Cop, and writer George Gallo, who would go on to pen the story for Bad Boys. It's a little odd then that Midnight Run was never really intended to be a buddy film at all. It was only after movies like Lethal Weapon and 48 Hours proved to be big hits did the script start to meld into a buddy film at all. Studios were on the lookout for the next big buddy film, and Gallo started molding the script to suit them. In the final film, we're given plenty of hints as to the backstory of Robert De Niro's character, Jack Walsh.
What are you doing? He's mine, Jack. Get lost. Fuck you, he's yours. He's mine. Any sign this guy to me. What the hell are you doing?
Walsh is a former cop who had a run-in with a Chicago mobster, Jimmy Serrano, and was run out of town and forced to become a bounty hunter. That backstory in Midnight Run was originally intended to be the entire movie, with Walsh's interactions with Charles Grodin's character, Jonathan Mardukas, only popping up late in the film. Instead, Gallo's script was heavily rewritten to become something closer to what we see on the screen.
I can't keep you cuffed on a commercial flight, and I gotta check my gun with my luggage, but you fuck with me once, and I'm gonna break your neck.
In the film, we catch up with Jack Walsh well into his post-police career as a bounty hunter. Within the first 10 minutes of the film, he's assigned by his boss to capture Mardukas, a former mob accountant who turned against Serrano and went into hiding, and bring him back to LA within 5 days if he wishes to make $100,000, with the added bonus of possibly landing Serrano in jail.
Don't move, I'll shoot you right through the glass.
Along the way, he's forced to go up against the combined forces of Serrano's thugs,
It's a nice jacket. What is it, goatskin? Come on, Joey, please, will you?
the FBI, who wants to arrest Mardukas and thus deprive Walsh of his bounty,
You know it's a $10 fine for jaywalking in Los
Shut up.
Angeles?
and a rival bounty hunter played by Beverly Hills Cop's John Ashton, who wants to take Mardukas off Walsh's hands and claim the bounty for himself.
Who the fuck are you guys?
Who the fuck are you?
And of course, Mardukas doesn't want to have anything to do with remaining in Walsh's company.
You're a flying, you son of a bitch!
All of which leads to one gigantic headache of a week for Jack.
Get over here! Stop!
That is, of course, a natural setup for a film, one that could have been competently made with almost anyone in the lead roles. Luckily for us, though, we didn't get just anybody. De Niro and Grodin are one of the best buddy pairings of the 80s, with Walsh's abrasive sarcasm playing off against Grodin's understated comedy. Things start rockily enough, with the pair being refused passage on a plane flight due to Grodin's various phobias.
It's too big! It's too big! It can't go up!
Leading to a train trip which only serves to further exacerbate the tensions between the pair.
What the fuck are you smiling about?
I love to travel by train.
Oh yeah, what do you think this is, a class trip?
Now, this is a notable film for being one of De Niro's lightest roles in his entire career before his shift towards comedy in the late 90s. He and Grodin are completely great in their scenes together, and Brest seems to have realized this early on, giving the pair a bunch of lengthy conversations that do little to propel the plot, but do a lot to establish the buddy in the buddy comedy.
Jack, let's be fair about this. You lied to me first. At the river!
What?
At the river! Before...
Oh, get the...
At the river!
You lied to me first! You got some fucking nerve!
No, you lied to me first!
You lied to me first!
Yes, I lied to you first, but you had no knowledge I was lying about my fear of flying at the river when you lied to me. So as far as you knew, you lied to me first.
Can't even argue with you. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Mardukas' neuroses are immediately and significantly grating on Walsh as he relentlessly pesters him about his family and smoking habits.
Oh, no, come on. Cigarettes are killers. So,
Although the interplay and burgeoning friendship between Mardukas and Walsh is the heart of the film, Brest takes full advantage of his R rating by adding in gunfights, helicopter chases, and even an airplane mishap or two to the action. Despite all of that, this is a movie that fosters a surprising amount of emotional moments, as when Walsh has to impose on his estranged wife and daughter when his credit cards are canceled and he's left cashless on the road. Many buddy films of the 80s focused on exaggerated comedy and yuck moments, but Midnight Run's strength is that the humor extends outwards from the characters and the actors. It doesn't feel like written comedy, in other words, but something more natural.
No, don't touch them. Excuse me. Contract 2, Hank. Check them out.
That is probably because a fair amount of it was apparently improvised on the spot, including the famous litmus configuration counterfeit test, pulled by the two men when they're in a tight spot money-wise.
Do the litmus configuration. You doing the litmus configuration?
Litmus configuration.
Yes.
As a comedy team, Gordon and De Niro only have a couple of hours to perfect their timing. But their work befuddling a pair of small-time bar owners is kind of perfect, especially when you examine Gordon's deadpan interrogation of a confused bar patron.
Thank you for cooperation, Bill. Thank you.
Their interplay is continually great throughout the entire film, especially when they have a little special moment on yet another train.
Hey, open that fucking door! Glad to see me? I guess we're in the next life, John.
Don't overreact now.
Don't overreact.
Jack, it's a bad...
Get down in there,
All right, Jack. Easy, Jack, easy.
There. You son of a bitch.
Jack.
You shut up! I'm not talking to you for the whole rest of this trip!
I will happily leave the ending of Midnight Run for you to discover for yourself, as you should if you haven't seen it yet. Again, it's well regarded but not mentioned very often nowadays, possibly because it didn't get a sequel like so many other 80s buddy movies did. Unless you consider a series of TV movies in the early 90s starring Christopher McDonald, with titles like Another Midnight Run, Midnight Runaround, and Midnight Run for Your Life. I wish I was kidding. Despite that legacy, the original Midnight Run is still a fantastic film and an easy pick for a screened bestie.
What's the matter?
I got an ulcer.
An ulcer?
Yeah, I got an ulcer. I got a big fucking ulcer, and all your bullshit starting to make it bleed again.
You know why you have an ulcer? Because you have two forms of expression.
Oh, shit.
Silence and rage.
You're-
She gets some milk to coat it.